Good morning, friends. I welcome you in this video lecture. In this video lecture, we will read a poem written by Jayant Mahapatra. The title of the poem is Lost. Let us read the poem first. Here I have learned to recognize you at a distance. The evening's heavy, the half light wandering round the room. I have wanted to know what lulling silence can bloom in my hands, what pain and pleasure your mind can wear through the intrigues at my fingertips. I watch your body ease of the seasons stretched out on the stone of my breath, going nowhere. My hands move on inside the lines on my moving palms. Is it time being sent back to somewhere far behind? On the edge of dream, is it that which quietly shuts my eyes? And outside my hands, where your body keeps shrinking in space, the first faith of some child goes wrong, like some defect in a mechanical toy. Yet, what does it lead to? To what fateful encounter? Like a misplaced watch, this half light, where was I when I lost it? So, from the reading of this poem, we came to know that this poem doesn't have any rhyme scheme, or there is not a fixed rhyme scheme of the poem. So, this poem is about the human relationship, especially between a man and woman. So, before we explain, let us have a brief introduction of the poet as well as of the poem. Poet Jayant Mahapatra. Jayant Mahapatra is a major Indian English poet born on 22nd October 1928. He is the first Indian poet to win Sahitya Academy Award for English poetry. He is the author of popular poems such as Indian Summer and Hunger, which are regarded as classics in modern Indian English literature. Jayant Mahapatra was awarded Padma Shri, the fourth highest civilian honor in India in 2009. However, he returned the Padma Award in 2015 to protest against the rising intolerance in India. So, Jayant Mahapatra, who was born in India on October 22nd, 1928, he was the first Indian to win Sahitya Academy Award for English poetry, and he is the author of many popular poems including Indian Summer and Hunger. He was awarded with Padma Shri Award in 2009, but he returned the award back in the year 2015, protesting against the rising intolerance in India. So, Jayant Mahapatra is a popular Indian poet who has tried to bring forth the Indian culture or rural society in front of the public through his poetry. About this poem, Lost. Human relationship is one of the major themes in the poetry of Jayant Mahapatra, and these relationships center around sexual love. In the present poem, Lost, he describes the boredom of life, which is resulted because of stillness. Such a dull life is caused by a familiar and certain routine. This poem is considered as one of the finest poems of Indo-Anglian poetry, but it was not published until 1976 and was available only in manuscript form. So, this present poem, Lost, describes the boredom of life, and this boredom was resulted because of the fixed routine of life, the stillness and familiar routine of the life. The poem is one of the best known poems of Jayant Mahapatra. Jayant Mahapatra usually wrote about the human relationship, and that usually centers around sexual love, and this poem is also having the same background, same theme. So, let us read the poem line by line and let us get the meaning of the line one by one. Here I have learned to recognize you at a distance. The poet says that he is able to recognize, he is able to identify his partner even from a distance. So familiar he is with his partner that he is able to recognize his partner from a particular distance. The evening's heavy, and while it is the evening time and it is a little darkness during those evenings, still the poet is able to identify his partner, the half light wandering round the room. So this is the evening time, the sun has just set and there is a semi darkness, and in this darkness he is able to identify, he is able to recognize or know his partner. The room is also full of this semi darkness, this half light. I have wanted to know what lulling silence can bloom in my hands. So the poet has always wanted to explore the secrets of relationship between two partners in love, and the same is the expectation of the poet here, that he wants to know, he is eager to know the secrets of relationship between two partners, especially in love. So he wanted to know what lulling silence can bloom in my hands. He wants to know that what lulling silence can bear fruit in his hands. Lulling means that brings sleep. So what is that brings sleep? What is that blooms, prospers in the hands of the poet? What pain and pleasure your mind can wear through the interviews at my fingertips. Another one thing that he wants to know, that what kind of pain and pleasure his partner experiences while he is in love, while he is interviewing the plots of love at his fingertips. So as we have earlier discussed, that this has been the desire of the poet to explore the relationship between the two opposite genders, male and female, man and woman. So he wants to explore the secrets of relationship between the two partners in love, and the same has been presented here in this stanza. He wants to know the pain and pleasure of his partner that she experiences while she is in love with the partner, and he wants to know what kind of things, what is that brings silence, brings sleep or brings ease, and what is that can bloom or prosper in his hands. So he wants to know the secrets of love. I watch your body, ease of the seasons, stretched out on the stone of my breath, going nowhere. In this stanza, the poet says that he is able to watch the body of his partner. He is observing the body of his partner while she is under him, and this is the ease of the seasons. Ease of means the normalization of the season. The season is not so severe, it is quite normal, and her body is stretched out under the breath of the partner, under the breath of the poet. So this is the personal experience of the poet, that he is observing the body of the partner of his, and her body is stretched out under his breath and going nowhere, means the partner about whom he dreamed a long ago, now she is with him and she is not going anywhere, leaving him behind. So today she is with him. My hands move on inside the lines on my moving palms. Is it time being sent back to somewhere afar behind on the edge of dream? Is it that which quietly shuts my eyes? In this stanza, the poet thinks of the previous days while he used to dream of having such an experience while he is with his partner. So today he is enjoying the time with his partner, and her partner is sleeping with him, and he is watching his body. He is watching that her body is stretched under him, and the poet is moving his hands on the body of his partner, and he is experiencing his body quite well. And at this time, the poet is thinking of those days while he used to have the dreams of such an experience, and today he is having such experience. He is dreaming, his dreams are fulfilled, so he is just thinking of those days while he had such dreams, and he thinks that those dreams which he used to have are able to make his eyes quite shut, and he is experiencing the same as he thought. And outside my hands, where your body keeps shrinking in space. Here there is a change of mood, change of feelings of the poet in this stanza. He says that, and outside my hands, where your body keeps shrinking in space. The body of the partner is getting getting smaller and smaller. It means the poet is losing interest in his partner, and he is bored. He is feeling not good with his partner. So he is saying that your body keeps shrinking in space. The first faith of some child goes wrong, like some defect in a mechanical toy. And whilst he is not having interest in his partner, he compares the same feeling with a boy's. When a boy finds any defect in his mechanical toy, he doesn't show any interest in that mechanical toy, and he observes that there is something wrong with the toy, and yet what does it lead to, and yet he does not know to what destination this will lead him to, but still he says that he doesn't have any interest, any eagerness in that relationship as he had earlier at the earlier stage of the life. So what fateful encounter, what will be the future results of such an encounter, such a meeting that is unknown to the poet, but still he feels that there is a boredom in the relationship, there is a dullness in the relationship with his partner, and he compares this dullness with the child's mood of with a defected mechanical toy. The last two lines, like a misplaced watch, this half light, where was I when I lost it? In the last two lines, the poet tells us that it was the half light, the semi darkness, it was the evening time. So in the room, the poet misplaced his watch and forgot it where he has left it, and he feels that he has lost the watch, and he doesn't know where he was and where the watch is. The position of both the poet as well as of the watch is not known by the poet, where they were, where the poet was and where the watch is, and he feels that the watch is lost. In the same manner, he says he also experiences that he has lost the relationship with his partner also, as there is no interest and there is no love between the two partners, and he has gradually left interest, he gradually had no interest in this relationship, and he feels that he has lost his partner just like he has lost his watch. The title of the poem has taken from the last line, where there is a mention of a loss of a watch by the poet, and here in this poem the poet has tried to explore the human relationship, especially the relationship between a man and a woman, and this relationship is a common relationship, a relationship that is centered around love and sex, and the poet feels that at the earlier stage he was very much eager about the things to know, but gradually he has lost the interest in his partner, and this is the personal experience of the poet. So I hope that you could get the meaning of the poem and you could enjoy the poem. Thank you for joining me. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.